Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rose. If you're new here, welcome and please consider subscribing. Here we talk about the island of Madera and also we touch on the island of Crete where I have lived for quite a few years actually. Okay, today I want to talk about how we moved from Crete to Madera, okay? And I'm gonna mention the company we used and the challenges we faced as we were moving. So I think this video is gonna be helpful to somebody who is maybe thinking of moving from Crete to Madera, or maybe moving from somewhere else, because obviously the company we used is an international moving company, so it can move you from anywhere. They have moved people from the US to Madera or to other places. So those are the things we're gonna discuss today. So we moved to Madera. We actually arrived here in early May, and we started arranging our move, I would say, in February. And we started looking into different companies that can move our belongings. I must say we didn't have a lot of belongings because we had sold our house with furniture, so we only had like personal items that we needed to move. And the first company we spoke to was Nomad, okay? And we actually wanted to move with Nomad because that is a company that my husband has used when he was moving to Crete, and he was happy with their services and everything. But the quote they gave us was a bit on the high side. But actually, looking back now, it was actually the same anyway, because the quote they gave us was something like 8,000 euros. And then when we found now the company that I'm gonna mention, the one that we actually used for moving, it came to almost the same. And I will tell you why. So anyway, when we spoke to Nomad, we told them that we have about 10 cubic meters. That's the volume of the items that we needed to move. And they told us, you know, the logistics are quite complicated. And actually, there was another company that was recommended to us. And once we told them that we want to move from Crete to Madera, I must say the guy was quite rude. I spoke to him on the phone and he was quite rude to me, because I was like, yes, we need to move our belongings from Crete to Madera. We have about 10 cubic meters. I shared the map of exactly where we were located in Crete. And then I was like, and we need it done as quickly as possible because we need to move out where we are living. And he was quite rude. And he never actually got back to us telling us whether he can do it or he cannot do it. He never got back to us. So that was that. So anyway, when we spoke to Nomad, they were like, the only partners that they work with are saying that the only way they can move our belongings is by us putting our belongings in a container, okay? And that is why the price was so high, because we needed to put our belongings in a container. So we kept looking for other options. And I must say, when we had included the car, because we had one car that we wanted to move to Madera, we were actually not very happy parting ways with that car. We actually didn't want to sell that car. But then when we looked at logistics and how expensive it's gonna be to move the car from Crete to Madera, then unfortunately we had to give up that plan. So anyway, they told us we had to put our belongings in a container, and then the price was quite high because of that. So as I said, we looked into other companies and we found one. It's called Celebrity International Movers. Okay, that's the company we used. So I spoke to them on the phone. I spoke to their branch in Athens. I must say it was a bit hectic and a bit stressful because I kept being transferred from one person to the other, but in the end it actually worked out. And I think if you look at it, they were charging, I would say, 500 euros per cubic meters, because for 10 cubic meters they gave us a quote of 5,000 and some, you know, and some money on top because of the taxes. So it was 5,000 plus taxes. So now we agreed to use the Celebrity International Movers, and then they came to pick up our belongings. And this is where things got quite interesting because my husband had measured everything, and that's how he came up with 10 cubic meters. But then when they came with the truck, I think you have to be careful when they are arranging things in the truck, because the volume kind of increased a lot, okay? But I think it was because of the way things were arranged in the truck. That's my opinion, because I feel like even if they were to say the volume was more than 10 cubic meters, I think maybe it could have been more by 2 cubic meters, 3 cubic meters, but they said it was 17 cubic meters. So we had to pay now for the 7 cubic meters. So it almost it was almost double now of what they had told us. So actually we would have been okay just using Nomad, because we were just gonna put everything in the container, and then that would have been that. So anyway, it was quite challenging, I would say, because we were told that our belongings will be here in Madera by the 1st of May, okay? But it took longer than that, and I must say the partners they were working with in Lisbon, they really did their best, because I contacted them. I was like, oh my God, now we are here in Madera, we don't have our belongings, and you know, and they were like, we'll do our best and we'll try to do it as quickly as we can, okay? And they did. So long story short, our belongings arrived here in June. They arrived in June, okay, the beginning of June. But it was okay. I think moving from let's say Crete to Madera, I think that is quite complicated. So I think they did their best. They did their best to move our belongings. So yeah, that's how we moved. That's the company we used. They worked with 2 other partners. Celebrity moved our things from Crete to Lisbon, and then from Lisbon to Madera it was another company, but of course they worked together, so I would say it was Celebrity, because we had really nothing to do with those other companies. We paid Celebrity to move our goods. I must say they were very careful, or all of them were very careful with our belongings. Our belongings arrived safely, everything. We had, my husband has a wine collection, and all the bottles arrived safely. We have some really delicate champagne glasses. I was like, those ones, I don't think they will make it. They actually made it. I'm gonna put a picture of our belongings that were very delicate, and yet they arrived safely. So I must say they were very careful. The people who brought our belongings into the house, they were very careful. They didn't break anything. They didn't spoil the paint like on the walls. They didn't do any of that. They were very careful, I must say. So our belongings arrived safely. The only thing is that I said it took a little bit of time, but I think it's understandable, because I think the logistics are quite complicated. But it was good, you know, it was good. We cannot really complain. We cannot complain. Everything went well. We did put our car for sale, and luckily we found a buyer. So that was a good thing, and we are happy. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you, because maybe there is somebody out there who wants to move and they don't even know where to start. I actually found Celebrity Movers online. I just went because we were getting a bit, a bit desperate, to be honest, because we were like, oh my God, if we don't find another company, then we will have to pay Nomad that amount and just move, because we had already given notice that we were going to vacate the place where we were living, and we had to move. So I went online. I was like, oh my God, let me see if I can find another company that can give us a better deal. And I found them, and I must be honest, I was a bit scared because I was like, oh my God, because I was looking for reviews on their websites or on their website or anywhere. I did not find any reviews, but I took a chance. I called them in Athens, and I spoke to them, but I was a bit worried. I was like, oh my God, what if we send all this money and we lose the money and we lose our belongings and everything? But they're a legit company, they're genuine, and as I said, they're very careful with your belongings. So, well, they were careful with our belongings. They arrived safely, and we are happy with that. So my name is Rose. Please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I know it has taken me long to post a video. That's because I have actually been going through a lot. As soon as we landed here in Madera, after a while, my brother back in Kenya got really sick, and we've been, trying to, take care of him. But then, unfortunately, he passed away, and I have actually just arrived from Kenya. From the funeral, so it's been really tough. It's been really tough these couple of months, but I'm back now, and I will try as much as I can to share with you our experience here on Madera, what we are going through, the challenges we are facing. I'm gonna try as much as I can now to update you on what is going on. So thank you so much for those of you who have stayed, you haven't unsubscribed. Thank you so much. For those of you who are actually subscribing, thank you so much and welcome, and I highly appreciate you. I don't take you for granted, and I will try as much as I can to be active on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. I have a lot coming. I'm gonna talk to you about the immigration side of things. That has been quite, oh my God, that has been quite challenging on my side. My husband's side is not a problem. He actually got his European certificate straight away. We just went to the city hall and he got his European certificate. Of course, that is not an issue. But for me, it has been really complicated. I'm not even sure. I think I'll come back with that video so I can share with you the challenges and what we are facing. I would say immigration has been a bit challenging, but the only thing I can say is that I was able to travel to Kenya because I have my Greek permanent residency, so I am allowed to move around in the EU, but I do need to change my residency from Greece to Portugal. So that's what I'm working on, and it's proving a bit challenging, but I will come with that video. There is also another video somebody requested that I should talk about Denmark, because my husband is from there, he's Danish. I should talk about Denmark and what I think about the country and what I think about the people. That video is also coming. But I must say, as far as Denmark is concerned, we only go there like once or twice a year just to see the family. So I will just be talking about, an experience that I've had for the short time that I have been spending there. So it's just a general experience, I suppose. So that video is also coming. So thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel, and I shall see you on my next one. Bye bye for now.